I'm Johnny Ray, and this is 5 Hour Recovery. Real quick, I'm driving down the road, and this song comes on the radio, and I haven't heard this song in years. And I'm one of those guys that I feel music. I think music speaks to us in volumes on what we're going through and what's going on in the world. And so it just hit me. I just love it. You know, this song, the lyrics are really important right now. It's something that we're all going through, and it's an amazing way that God speaks to us through music. You know, a song that I haven't heard, completely forgot about, a band like Simply Red, right? Like Holding Back the Years. I mean, just old school, but it speaks volumes. There's so much going on in our lives right now, guys. There's so much going on. And I'm talking to my recovery audience. I haven't done a single video in a long time. Been doing a lot of stories, a lot of testimonies, doing some other fun stuff with videos, but I really haven't just come on here and spoke about what was on my mind. And one thing I really like to do is I like to do quotes. I've loved quotes ever since I was young. I love my one-liners or two-liners that I would write and I'd stick in a journal and reread another day. And when I started doing 5 Hour Recovery, that's where I started. I started writing quotes, you know, and putting it out there and sending it to a friend, and then she would put a picture that coincided with it, and then, you know, I'd post it on Instagram. You know, as much as I dislike social media sometimes, you know, it's the way we reach people, right? And so the first quote I ever wrote was, "Recovery's not long term, it's life term." And it's an important one. It's continuous. Recovery's forever. It can take just one person, one place, one thing to cause somebody to relapse. With COVID going on right now, and everybody, you know, locking themselves in and confining themselves, people are dying. They're dying, and or they just go out and relapse. You know, and every person I talk to in recovery, which is a lot of people, a lot of different people with all different walks of life, they always say the same thing. They always say, "Well, you know, I started drifting away from my recovery. That's why I went back out. I started stepping away from a program. I started not, you know, being involved in my fellowship, not talking to my sponsor, not working up anything. And I went right back out. Or I ran into an old friend who's on the side of the road, you know, dealing, and I went right back out." And it's like, that's why recovery is life term, not long term. It's got to be forever. You've got to make a conscious decision to never use drugs ever again. Then you've got to pull the influences in your life that could possibly bring you back out away. You've got to get rid of those people. You've got to get rid of those places. You've got to get rid of those things. I will be in recovery until I die. And that's the way it works. That's how I stay clean. That's how I continue to be involved in 5 Hour Recovery and other recovery programs, is by constantly working, never stopping, putting my full effort into it, and doing recovery for life term. So I'm Johnny Ray. I'm going to do a couple more of these videos. I don't know what I'll call them yet. Maybe Johnny Ray's encouragement of the day, something like that, and Johnny Ray's, you know, quote for the day. It rhymes. Just so happens my last name is Ray. Score, right? Easy name, right? Anyway, thank you everybody who's supported 5 Hour Recovery up into this point. You know, I'm only going to keep these around 5 minutes, so I want to say one last thing. 5 Hour Recovery is there to help you with addiction. It's there to help you with mental health, and it's there to help you with homelessness. And as we continue to compile resources and gather stories and testimonies of people who have gone through the struggles of addiction, compiling all that stuff and then being able to utilize it to help others, we're getting to see some amazing things happen. 5 Hour Recovery is helping people, and most importantly, it's encouraging others to use their ideas and their thoughts and their processes to create recovery programs, to be able to keep people constantly working recovery. It's not long term, it's life term. What keeps you occupied in your recovery? That's what I'd like to know. Please comment below, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be doing these a little bit more often. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. What's the other one? YouTube. Did I already say that? Probably. But thank you everybody for your support, and continue to help addicts when you can. I'm Johnny Ray, 5 Hour Recovery, and thank you for listening. Bye.